To better understand how we communicate and how we can be more effective when communicating with others, it is useful to find out what our communication style is. Hello, I'm Jim Martini, and I want to introduce you to the 4 styles of communication. This isn't anything new. Hippocrates back in 400 BC first noted these 4 styles in his work. Carl Jung in his book on personalities also looked at these 4 personality styles. So this isn't anything, some pop fad or anything that just came up. This has a long history. So let's take a look at what this approach says. When charting our communication style, we have to understand 2 basic ideas. The first one is demonstrated by the vertical line. On the right-hand side of that line are all those actions that are fast. Do you like to get things done quickly? Are you impatient? Are you hurried? On the right-hand side, they sometimes use the word slow or take your time. Are you more relaxed? Instead of getting things done quickly, would you rather take your time and make sure they're done more accurately? Another word I like to use for it is patient. On the horizontal line, anybody above the horizontal line means you focus on the task. You want to get this job done. Regardless of other factors, the key goal is getting the task done. And below that line, you focus on the people that are involved. Here we would say you're a people person. And here, sometimes you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of the task in order to make sure that the people are satisfied and are taken care of. So these are our 4 areas, the 4 areas that we can then focus on to find out what sort of communication style that we have. Let's say that you are fast and you focus on the task. We would call you a driver. This is an impatient person, quick person, who focuses on getting things done. If instead of fast you were more patient and focused on the task, we would say you're analytic. Generally, you're good with facts and data and you take your time to be accurate. Let's say you're patient, but you focus on people. We would call you amiable. And the amiable person is one who puts others' feelings in front of theirs. They want to make sure everyone is taken care of and as happy as they can be. If you focus on people and you're fast, we say you're expressive. This is the type of person that's high energy, creative, has ideas, but sometimes makes mistakes. When I was working with Shriners Hospital, they were using this as a way of developing their leadership. And these names they thought were a little confusing, so they really associated them with different birds. The driver they call the eagle, the analytic, the owl, amiable, the dove, and expressive, the roadrunner. Now, given these, let's say you've taken your test on which style is most appropriate for you, and you scored a 7 in the eagle area, a 4 in the owl, a 2 in the dove, and a 5 in the roadrunner. Well, the test might suggest then you're an eagle, but actually you are a combination of all 4, and this is one thing to really remember. You're not solely one of these 4 types and none of the others. You're a combination of all of them. And so your personality would look like this. Where that is covered up there, that would be your personality. Partially owl, partially dove, partially roadrunner, but mostly eagle. So we would say your primary style would be the eagle, and a secondary style would be roadrunner. But given the situation, you might need to be a dove. So your communication style is really a combination of all these, but we look for the one that's kind of your primary style because that's the style you are most comfortable communicating. Now, just what is an eagle? Well, an eagle's direct. Eagles are controlling and direct. They like to take charge. They're fast-paced. They make their decisions quickly. If they had a motto, it would be, I want it done right, I want it done now, or I want it done yesterday. As you can see, very impatient. Their theme is notice my accomplishments. If you go into an office of an eagle, you'll probably notice all sorts of certificates, trophies, awards, degrees, things that they have won. Their strengths is their ability to get things done, their leadership, and their decision-making ability. They don't hesitate, and they have full confidence in making decisions. But their weakness is they tend to be inflexible, very impatient, and they're very poor at listening to others. So getting advice from others is a real challenge for them. The owl is a slow and task combination, and they're systematic. They're concerned with the analytical processes and are persistent, systematic problem solvers. The owl's actions and decisions tend to be slow and extremely cautious. These are your accountants and your lawyers. Notice my efficiency. And their motto is better safe than sorry, and because of that, they tend to take their time to make sure they don't make mistakes. They're accurate, dependability, independence, follow-through, and organization. Their offices will be really clean, things in the right spots. If you call them and you leave a message, they'll call you back because they have good follow-through. Their weaknesses, though, is their procrastination and conservative natures. So they have a tendency to be picky, overcautious. It takes them forever to make a decision. The dove is patient and people-oriented, and they're very considerate. They're supporting, indirect in their communication, relatively unassertive, warm, and reliable. Is everyone comfortable? When they make a decision, they want to make sure people are comfortable with that decision. The people and the feelings of those people that they work with, that they direct, are most important to them. They take action, make decisions slowly, and they want to avoid risky or unknown situations. They don't take chances. They're not good when you move them to another office or when you introduce new technology. They want things as they are, comfortable. They're nesters. Their strengths: relating to, caring for, and loving others. And they are great listeners. They make excellent counselors, and someone you can go to and just express your frustrations. They have the patience to listen. The weaknesses, though, is they're somewhat unassertive, overly sensitive, easily bullied. They have a difficult time saying no, so people can take advantage of them. If fast and people are your two characteristics, you're a roadrunner. You're spirited. You're direct, supporting, and lively. The roadrunners are fast-paced. They make decisions quickly. Don't confuse me with facts. They're emotionally run. They're the type of people that go in a supermarket line, just see something at the counter there and grab it and buy it. They're impulsive. Their theme ain't "we got fun." Their strengths, though, that they're idea persons. They got great enthusiasm. They're very persuasive, and people enjoy having them around. Their challenges, though, their weaknesses, they get involved in too many things. They're impatient and they have short attention spans. So if you're supervising a roadrunner, you got to kind of keep on them a little bit to make sure that they're staying on the task. So just to give you a better idea, here's some examples. An eagle, the classic example always was, yes, Donald Trump and Martha Stewart. Didn't seem to care much about the feelings of others, but they wanted to get things done. The owl, if you ever watched the medical show Dr. House, he is a great example of an owl. Doesn't care much for the feelings, but just looks at the facts and comes to conclusions, as was the old Sherlock Holmes. The dove, now this may be someone you've not heard of. Edith Bunker was on a TV show called All in the Family, and her big thing was just making sure everybody was happy and taken care of. And finally, a roadrunner, there couldn't be any other better example than the late Robin Williams. Another way of looking at this is using the TV show The Simpsons. The eagle on The Simpsons show would have been Bart Simpson. Not caring that much about feelings, but always having these plans that he's making. An owl would be Mr. Burns, always plotting. The dove, nobody else but Marge Simpson, of course, just wanting to make sure the family's taken care of and people are happy. And the roadrunner, someone who just impulsive, goes with their feelings. That's right, Homer Simpson. So some things I want you to remember about this. Number one, you're a combination of all four styles. Usually you have one dominant style that you are most comfortable with. And there's usually a secondary style that you can resort to. But the idea is that you're all four styles, and given a situation, you want to be flexible, and that means flexible in becoming one of the four styles that is necessary for that communication act to be successful. Now I just have a couple of final thoughts. Now that you have an idea of what your style is, now that you have an idea of what your preference of your communication style is, what are the styles of other people? What are the styles of your family? If you have a significant other, what's their style? If you have children, what are their styles of communication? What are the styles of your coworkers? Sometimes when we have a conflict with our coworkers, it may not be of a problem that we're having. We just might have a different style of communication. Can you modify your style to fit the situation? This is called what we call flexing. Whatever the situation is, can you change from your primary style to maybe a secondary or another style to be the most effective in that situation? Hopefully you now have a little bit better idea of what your style is, and hopefully this can make you more effective in the way you communicate.